Oscar Moreno. Excuse me. They need you in Brevard County, sir, 3 working days to come and get you. You understand that?
Sir.
Have a seat. Powell, Matthew S. Powell. Hernando County, 3 working days to come and get you. They said this was picked up on 1/8. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
How about Richie? Picked up 110?
Yes, sir.
Scott Jeffrey Swain, Monroe County.
Surety bond.
Sweeney, Ricky Leonard Sweeney.
He purged out, Judge.
Tyler James Campbell.
He's out of another jail.
Andrew Michael Ball.
Out on vacation.
Yes, sir.
Excuse me, you got a failure to appear, sir. The judge set you at $2,000, remain unchanged. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Have a seat. Ashley Renee Baster.
Judge, did you appoint on Mr. Ball?
All matters public defender appointed unless otherwise stated.
Thank you.
James Baster, your husband, don't call, don't visit, don't have anything to do with him. You understand that? What type of work you do?
I am working at Sears right now in Titusville.
You have the money to pay your own attorney?
No.
Public defender appointed, probable cause to hold her. $500 cash or surety. Then we got James Baster. Both of them are here.
We're not done with her. They took her away. We need her
Judge.
back.
This is
Yes.
mutual combat between her and her husband.
Let me hear you. Bring her back.
Under the circumstances, neither one of them has a prior record. So the state's going to recommend in both cases that they be released PTR. Now, as far as who goes home or not, that's kind of going to depend on do they have children.
No.
No children in the home?
No, and I already have it set up to where I'll be staying with my parents.
Okay, then that solves that problem.
Okay, we're going to release you both PTR. Is that correct, Mr. Beatty?
That's what the state's agreeing to, given the mutual combat, and neither one of them has a prior record.
All right, you both go home. No yelling, no screaming. Don't call each other. You understand that? Okay, have a seat. Complete stay away, no return. Chastity Becker.
Well, we've got James Baster up here now,
Baster's
Judge.
Judge.
All right. Okay, bring him up. James Baster.
And of course, Judge, if you appoint, it'd have to be conflict.
We'll appoint for the, you get the wife, Mr. Kennedy, and now we're going to appoint conflict. You 2 of you can't afford your own attorney, folks?
No, sir.
You're going to be released, you understand that? PTR.
Yes, sir.
No yelling, no screaming, complete stay away, you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right, have a seat. Chastity Becker, failed to appear, $500 cash or surety.
She's surety bonded.
Burnett, we took care of. Burton, surety bonded.
Burton bonded.
That's what I have here, surety bonded. Go on to the next one, we have Comer, Brittany Allison Comer.
Bonded.
Cross, we took care of. East Estes, surety bonded.
Sir.
Figueroa, surety bonded. Fiorot, surety bonded. Next matter I got is Greblick, Daniel Greblick. State your name.
Daniel J. Grublick,
Which city you live in?
Orlando, Florida.
Where?
I live in Orlando, Florida.
I came all the way over here to get into trouble.
My son lives here, my ex-wife, and I give him food, and he got in a...
Sir, don't talk anymore about the incident.
He bit the hand I was feeding him, and I did.
Excuse me?
Don't respond to that.
He... How long you live in Orlando?
Almost 10 years.
Don't call, don't visit, don't have anything to do with your son. You understand that?
Yes.
PTR.
And your Honor,
Public defense.
according to his affidavit, he's non-indigent.
Will retain. Matthew Hackney, surety bonded. Haynes, surety bonded. Catherine Dawn Harper. Miss Harper, you failed to appear. The judge put your $2,000 bond remain unchanged.
Yes, sir. As that is concerned, I was staying on top of that, and my father passed away, so I had to go to Colorado, and I kept in touch and kept in touch, and then I got notified of the court date, and then when I tried to come back here to take care of it, they couldn't find anything. There was no warrant. I've had my name run. I've called, I've checked, and then I go home, and they were just at my residence dealing with another roommate and ran my name 2 days prior, and there was nothing.
Well, there's something now.
If I can take care of it by giving me a release.
Bond remains unchanged, madam. Have a seat. Cole Robert Henricks.
Surety bonded.
Amber Lynn Kerr. Said your brother is Brent Kerr,
Yes, sir.
and your witness is your sister, Heather Kerr.
His wife is the witness.
Which city you live in?
West Melbourne.
What type of work you do?
I'm a full-time student, sir,
Here.
at Eastern Florida.
What are you studying?
I'm getting my bachelor's in business, marketing, and sales.
Probable cause to hold her, public defender appointed, complete stay away, don't call, don't visit, don't have anything to do with your brother. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
PTR. Scott Bradley Martin we took care of. Metzger, Shelby Lynn Metzger. You're on community control for grand theft, madam. You got a violation, to give you no bond. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
It remains unchanged. No bond remains unchanged. You got the money to pay for your lawyer?
No, sir.
Public defender appointed. Nicholas Alexander Monroe.
Good evening, Your Honor.
Find it probable cause to hold you, sir. You got possession of hashish, cannabis, paraphernalia. Probable cause in each and every count. Bond remains unchanged each and every count. You got the money to pay for your attorney?
No, sir.
Public defender appointed. Richard Payne.
May
Yes, sir. Let's hear.
May I ask where my bond is at? Is that up here?
2,500 and 500, $3,000 bond.
Okay, thank you.
Michael Eric Schilling. You got on site, sir, that's no bond. Next matter, you got exploit elderly person, criminal use, petty theft. Victim is John Schilling. Your father, same victim as your previous battery case. Looks like you're doing a number and dad based on these allegations. How old are you?
I'll be 22 on the 19th of this month.
So you're stealing from dad, then you're beating him up.
No, when I go to court,
Don't respond to that, sir.
When you go to court, the true story will come out, right?
yes, sir.
Exploiting elderly persons, $7,500 cash or surety. Criminal use, $5,000 cash or surety. Petty theft, $1,500 cash or surety.
Your Honor, would you
Yes.
reconsider a bond on the first case? That's a violation on a misdemeanor, not a felony.
It says exploiting elderly person.
No, I know, I'm talking about
That's-
the first case. You ordered no bond. I'd ask for a reasonable bond since it's a misdemeanor probation.
$7,500 cash or surety.
The victim in that VOP case is the same as the victim here.
Complete stay away from the victim. Don't call, don't visit, don't have anything to do with him.
Judge, we
Understand
don't,
that?
Yes, sir.
Let's hear you, Mr. Beatty.
I'd like to know where any money comes from that he used to post bond.
I suspect it's from dad all over again.
Yep.
That's
What I'd like to
that's
know
what I
is I don't think
suspect.
he should be able to post unless he can show an independent source.
So if my bond is 7,500,
Sir,
I think that only applies if there's a suspicion of some criminal enterprise, Mr. Beatty.
No, Judge, it applies, the statute applies under any case the court wants to apply it to.
Yes, sir, let me hear you.
if my bond's 7,500, then how much is 10% of that? 75, 70?
That I can't do the math for you. I can do the math, but I'll have to charge you another $7,500. I don't do math for free. Okay, madam, number 40, 7,500, 41, 7,500, 500, and 1,500. Is it 500 or 5,000? What did I say? Count to, madam?
5,000.
Correct, and 1,500. And here's one condition, madam. Complete stay away from your dad. Don't call, don't visit, don't have anything to do with him. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely no contact whatsoever.
Yes, sir.
Don't return where he lives and have absolutely no contact with him. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
So if you get him to post his bond, we're going to want to know what type of contact you had with him.
Okay.
And then we're going to deal with no bond. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Complete stay away. Don't call, don't visit, don't have anything to do with him. Next matter. We have the matter of Matthew Brandon Swart.
Yes, sir.
Gabriela DeRosa, girlfriend, don't call, don't visit, not having to do with her. You understand that?
Yes, sir. I do have a question, if I may.
Let's hear you, sir.
She did live with me. She is going to go to her father's. How long is that going to last? Because she's the mother of my child, you know? I mean,
She doesn't have to go anywhere. You're the one who cannot return there. You understand that?
what if she goes to her father's?
We'll deal with that another time.
Thank you, sir.
Right now, you're not the caller, not the visitor, not to have anything to do with her. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Complete stay away. Do not return to this location. Do not call her. Do not visit her.
Okay. Thank you.
I'm not finished with you yet.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He was engaged with his living girlfriend, mother of his son. Pushed her against the wall, would not let her leave. Scratched the defendant in the face. Find it probable cause to hold him. Public defender appointed. $750 cash or surety. Don't call, don't visit, don't have anything to do with her. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Complete stay away. You got the money to pay for your own attorney?
I don't.
Public defender appointed. We took care of Sweeney, right, madam?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We should be on number 47, Tromley.
Michelle Jean Trumley.
Hello.
Hello, Miss Trumley. Which city you live in?
I live in Melbourne, Florida.
How many years?
Well, I lived in Ocala for 3 years, but for the better part of 28 years, all my life.
Aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, tampering with a witness, DUI.
Those are the charges that I'm currently out on bond on, which they haven't been filed on either. And the court date that I had on the 5th was canceled, which I'm sure those charges are about to be dropped. There's a bunch of people involved and all the stories are conflicting.
Judge, if she qualifies, it'd be conflict. She currently has RCC on the other cases.
Possession of controlled substance without a prescription, drug paraphernalia.
Yes, I was driving a vehicle. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't ever get in trouble.
Don't ever get into trouble.
Yeah, I'm learning that the hard way, unfortunately.
Driving a vehicle will get you into trouble every time, madam.
I've learned that, again, the hard way, unfortunately.
You're going to be in here for a while.
I'm hoping not, sir. I was looking to you for help on that end. I'm a good person. Apparently I hung out with the wrong people. I paint, I work, I want to go back to school. I had to stop going to school because I ran into some medical issues. I help take care of my family. My mother, she's sick.
You got pending charges
Yes, sir.
of violent nature.
Yes, which they haven't been filed on, as I mentioned before, and the court date was canceled.
Possession of controlled substance, madam. $1,500. Possession of controlled substance, $1,500. Drug paraphernalia, $250 each count. 4 counts at $250. You have that, Madam Clerk?
Yes, sir.
15, 15, and $250 each count. Probable cause to learn every count. And there'll have to be a conflicts attorney in this matter.
Judge, you understand you've got a trafficking count here?
Yeah, there's a count 1.
Yeah, there's the felony count.
Let's see what we got, Mr. Beatty. I thought it just says possession on both counts.
No, it's trafficking.
Possession of controlled substance without prescription. Possession of controlled substance without prescription. Oh, I missed the trafficking, Mr. Beatty. That's a big gap between the trafficking and the other charges.
Yes, it is.
The driving
And I did
is what
not-
got me.
I did not announce any bond on that. What do you suggest on the bond on that one, Mr.
Give me a
Beatty?
second, Judge, to look up what the mandatory minimum is on this one.
That's separated from everything. That's why I did not announce a bond on that.
If you can, once you realize what the bond could be, if you could have that lowered,
Judge, the minimum mandatory for what she had on is a minimum mandatory 7 years in prison and a mandatory $100,000 fine. So we're requesting the bond be set at $100,000.
is there any way to lower that, please? I can't afford that, and I'm just a little girl from Melbourne. Would you be willing to lower that, please?
She's
Give me a
out
little
on felony
fact.
bond, and now we've got trafficking charges. State's also requesting the bond she's currently out on be revoked.
I talked to my
Gi-
bondsman, and he said that as long as I could get a bond and do 10%, he'd be
Give me a little
willing to
factual background on this trafficking, Ms. Abedi. 14 to 28 grams of hydrocodone, is that what you had?
Yes, that'll be a 7-year minimum mandatory.
$50,000 cash or surety, madam.
Would I be able to schedule a bond hearing right now? A bond induction hearing at the moment? Can I do that now?
What you,
Is it going to be the same thing I have to do?
Madam Clerk, I've reconsidered the bond on count 1, it'll be 85,000. Ma'am, you're not just a little girl from Melbourne. Stop telling yourself that. Stop telling yourself that.
I've been...
No, nobody's buying it. No, nobody's buying it.
Okay.
And Ms. Abedi might charge you with another offense here soon because you said you're trafficking in hydrocodone and then you're selling something else like you're a little girl from Melbourne. Nobody ain't buying that. He might charge you with that. That's an offense. You know that? And you got some violent felonies pending. Have a seat.
Thank you, sir.
Teresa Shireen Warren, that's you, madam?
Yes, Judge.
Jeffrey Warren, violation of condition of release, domestic violence, use or possession of drug paraphernalia. You were told to stay away from Jeffrey, but we can't seem to get that through to you.
He wasn't there.
Ma'am?
Yeah, no bond, public defender appointed. Robert Earl Watford.
Judge, are you leaving the bond as it is on count 2?
Yes,
I missed the one on count 1, though.
no bond.
No bond.
None? Okay.
Violation.
Watford, domestic violence. What city you live in?
Melbourne.
Sandra Finley, your girlfriend, don't call, don't visit, don't have anything to do with her, you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Excuse me, you got a felony battery in 2012. That was dropped. False imprisonment in 2012. Sandra Finlay was crying hysterically, was complaining of pain in her right hand. 2 bruises, they were bleeding. She would go inside and clean up. Began to tell me that her boyfriend of 6 months, during a verbal argument regarding finances, Sandra decided she was done talking. She went outside to take a walk. Robert followed her outside. She said, "Don't follow me." She went to grab the car keys off the table, but Robert prevented her from grabbing them. Robert slapped her with the back of his right hand. He grabbed his cell phone and began twisting it. Find it probable cause to hold him, madam. $1,500 cash assured. You don't call, don't visit, don't have anything to do with her. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Complete statement, do not return to this location. Anything you don't understand?
No, sir.
William James Wood, PTR. Woods we took care of. Wynn we took care of. Craven, filer ROR.
On which one,
Mr.
Judge?
B.
Okay, on
Craven,
on
Colton,
Craven, Judge?
Daniel Craven.
That's case number 15-51639 CFA. The victim is not cooperating so far, so it's an ROR for today.
Anthony Edwards. File ROR. We took care of that one.
That one already, Judge.
Kalen Devont Lee. File ROR.
Case number 15-52067 CFA, where we need additional information from law enforcement to make a decision. It's an ROR for today.
Galberto Rios, filer ROR.
We filed 2 counts on that one, Judge. Case number 15-51901 CFA is charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and battery DV.
Okay, so those 15,000 will remain unchanged and use of a weapon in commission of a felony, madam. That will drop off.
Judge, the count as it appeared on the docket was reduced to misdemeanor. We get a reduced bond on the misdemeanor charge.
Is that correct, Mr. Beatty?
Which one was, you said?
Domestic battery came in as a felony.
Okay, the aggravated assault was original, correct?
That's
Okay, and the battery was originally an ag battery?
it was battery by strangulation.
Okay, and what was the bond?
It was 15,000
Okay, then reduce this one to 5, that's fine.
or 2,500.
5,000, madam, 15,000, and then the count trace off the docket. Have a seat, sir. Ronald Eugene Story, filer ROR.
Judge, case number 15-52072 MMA, we filed 2 counts. Petty theft with 1 prior and battery.
Bond remain unchanged, madam.
Thank you. Have a good day, sir.
Winters we took care of.
Yes, sir.
Tani Marie Blake,
Counsel review.
council review. Do you have the money to pay for your own attorney, madam?
No, sir.
Which city you live in?
Cocoa Beach.
What type of work you do?
I'm a head server at Fish Lips Waterfront Bar and Grill.
So appoint a public defender to represent her.
Your Honor, she's non-indigent according to her affidavit.
You have some money saved up?
A little bit.
Sir,
You own a house?
I rent
What type of car you own?
a Hyundai Sonata,
What year?
2011.
Okay, if she's not indigent, madam. You will have to hire an attorney, you understand that?
But my car,
Is it,
I am,
is it,
I don't have any money, like my car's in Rico right now. Like
her yearly income exceeds by $5,000.
I've been incarcerated though for 21 days, so I don't like have any money right now.
And it says she has $10,000 in equity in her vehicle.
okay. Right now, we're not gonna appoint a public defender, madam. Have a seat, ma'am. Hayden Elwood Bull.
Pretty bonded.
Is surety bonded? What's your name?
Justin Olin.
Number 9 on the island, Judge.
What's the name?
Thank you, sir.
Justin Olin.
Aggravated battery, pregnant person. Which city you live in?
Palm Bay or Melbourne, I guess it's considered.
How many years?
It's been frequent. I've been coming back and forth from New York and to Florida. So I've been here for about
4 or 5 months.
What type of work you do?
I do retail and fast food and stuff like that. Nothing too serious.
What do you do in New York?
I was going to school in New York, but then I had to come back to Florida because my grandfather was sick of cancer, and then he recently passed, so I had to return back to New York, and then I had to come back to take care of my grandmother because she got breast cancer.
What exactly are you doing for her?
For my grandmother?
Yeah.
I've been taking her to her appointments and stuff like that, and usually I just help her out in the house and whatnot because she's not able to get up from bed or anything, so she's pretty much bed rest right now.
Says here that you advised he had an argument last night with his girlfriend, Victoria Law. 3 months whom he lives with. During the argument, he advised, I lost my cool. Picked up a wooden stick and struck Victoria several times with a stick in the leg and foot. Victoria is pregnant with their child. I made contact. She confirmed Justin's story. She found out she was pregnant with Justin's baby. Justin has hit her in the past, but she has never reported it. She had a bruise on her right hip that was approximately a foot long. I find it probable cause to hold him. You probably ought to stay in New York, sir. You understand that?
Yep.
You got to stay away from Victoria. Don't call her, don't visit her, don't have anything to do with her. You understand that?
Understandable.
Do not return where she lives. Have absolutely no contact and no return. You understand that?
Yep.
$7,500 cash or surety. Have a seat. How are you doing today, sir?
This is Mr. Wellmaker, sir. How you doing today, sir?
Which city you live in?
Melbourne, Florida, sir.
What type of work you do?
Right now, sir, I was on labor pool, in and out of labor pool. If they picked me up in front of the apartment complex, they needed some help with mowing, I get on the work squad anywhere. Your Honor.
I'm listening to you.
This David Wellmaker, this is my brother. I have no construct, none of what they call it. Let me read this right real quick. I have no battery on David Wellmaker. I have a battery on Larry Brown. Me and Larry Brown got to keep separate from each other, not David Wellmaker. All these things in this report is false, Your Honor, because me and David Wellmaker have no keep separate. No, I'm sorry. Yes, sir. Me and David Wellmaker had no keep separate on the night of this month. I was in this courthouse and they gave me a keep separate from Larry Brown. So I don't know how me and David Wellmaker would have a keep separate. So, Your Honor, the things that I'm asking you to read, they say I possessed a firearm in here, and I did not possess one because they did not restrain one for me on the scene. They did not get no firearm around me. They took me to jail for all these allegations that somebody made against me. But the first one that they say is false because me and David Wellmaker have no keep separate. I would like for you to look that up, sir. And I was in this courtroom when I got the keep separate on Larry Brown. And that was on the night. That was 1/9/16. I have a battery of domestic violence. Me and my oldest brother, not me and my youngest brother. And the police ripped that up as all that. That really destroyed me and him. Because me and him don't have no keep separate, sir.
said you pointed a gun at your brother, David Wellmaker.
Yes, that's what he's saying. And sir, they say me and him got to keep separate. I'm supposed to stay from 3501 Linden Way. I never went to 3501 Linden Way. I went to my mother's house. If I went to my mother's house, 909 Live Street, and not knowing David's there, and me and David don't even got to keep separate. In this affidavit, they stated me and David got to keep separate, that we supposed to stay away from each other. Sir, if you look in your judge thing for the keep separate that I have on Larry Brown, it's nothing against David Wellmaker. Me and David Wellmaker can talk any day of the week. I only can't talk to Larry Brown Jr. So could you go back and look that up for me, sir? Because it just happened on the 16th. I mean, hold on the 9th. It just happened on the 9th. They gave me that here.
Your mama said she saw you with a gun.
Sir, they protected my brother so bad, sir. My little brother ran in the house. My little brother ran in the house. How could my mama see my little brother ran in the house and I'm getting back in the car? And the police didn't find no gun. And they arrested me on the scene on Ray Street, not even 25 feet away from her house. I came to my mama's house to see my mother, sir, not David. David was there. Being that's his mother, yes, he was there. But, sir, me and David don't got no keep separate.
They said you got an injunction, you got to stay away from David, but you're not staying away from him.
Sir, that's what I'm telling you. We don't have one. If you look up in your file right now, me and David don't got one. I got one against Larry Brown. That's my oldest brother. If you look up right there, ask the state, do I got a keep separate on David Wellmaker? It happened on the 6th. I came to court the 9th of this month.
Let me hear from pretrial. Does he have an injunction against David, Madam Pretrial?
According to our records, no, we don't believe he does.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. I was just trying to state some facts that there's some lies going on this paperwork right here, and they followed up with the lies the police did. So, Your Honor, I would honestly want to ask you, could you show me right from wrong on here if I'm telling you me and Devin ain't got no key separate, and they say that we do and gave me all these charges, domestic violence, they gave me all these charges that would go to my brother Larry Brown if I see him. Sir, could we fix this today, sir?
Sir, as you said, you want me to check it out. I just checked it out for you, right?
Yes, sir, thank you.
Now, we're going to ask the state attorney. You did a lot of talking.
Yes, sir.
Now the state attorney going to do a little bit of talking, okay?
Yes, sir, thank you.
And you notice how quiet they were when you were speaking?
Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir.
Now, you give him the same courtesy, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, let me hear you, Mr. Beatty. The man, we don't have an injunction against David. That was a mistaken charge. But we got, he pulled the weapon. His mama said he didn't see him pull the weapon, but he saw him put him back.
Judge, my concern is a couple things. First off, he's a convicted felon, which means he's not supposed to be in possession of a firearm at all. We're requesting $15,000 on that. On the aggravated assault with a firearm, $25,000. On the violation of the domestic injunction, no bond. On resisting without violence, $1,000, and possession of a firearm in the commission of a felony, $5,000. He also, Judge, qualifies as a prison release reoffender, so some of these are going to have mandatory statutory maximum sentences.
Anything else, Mr. Beatty?
No, sir.
Anything else you want to say, sir? Let's hear you. This is going to wrap it up now, so this is your last chance, okay?
I'm going to wrap it up. Sir, if you read down here in the second paragraph, they did not get no firearm off me. I did not possess no firearm. My little brother lied to the police. And if you read in that second paragraph, I did not get no firearm. And no, me and my brother do not got no conjunction against each other. So if the state attorney listen to that, me and my brother don't got no thing that say keep separate from each other. So how would that be a charge and I'm still bonding out on that? If that's a charge. I don't have that against my little brother, sir. We don't got no keep separate.
I think Mr. Beatty made a mistake. You got no conjunction against your brother. That's correct.
Yes, sir.
You're right. There's no conjunction, but there's also no such... Well, a conjunction means two words that join together by the word and. We're talking about injunctions here.
Sir, me and my brother got no key separate against each other. No, it's me and my oldest brother. We have no key separate, me and David. So, honestly, I can talk to David, I thought.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Remember I said this is your last turn. I listened to you very well.
Yes, sir.
Aggravated assault with a firearm, probable cause in each and every count, madam, $25,000. Possession of firearm by a convicted felon, $15,000. Resisting without violence, 500. Display of a firearm in commission of a felony, 5,000. Violation of injunction, I find there no probable cause in that matter. So I dropped the injunction charge. There's no injunction against you against David, okay?
Yes, sir.
This will conclude your matter.
Judge,
Good luck to you.
if he appoints, it would be a conflict.
Sir.
So we get a conflict attorney, madam.
Judge, Your Honor, I'm not the richest man in the world, but could you please work with me on that $25,000 bond, sir? I'm not the richest man in the world, sir. I'm trying to get home to my family, sir. Could you please work with me, Judge Cedar? And I promise you I won't have no conversation with nobody.
The bond is 35,000. I reduced it to 25,000 already. I knocked off 10,000.
It was 30. So how much is it all together right now, sir?
We will all add it up and give it to you there. We wish you well. Good luck to you. And this is a prison reoffender matter, right, Mr. Beatty?
Yes, he qualifies as prison release reoffender.
This will conclude the docket, Madam Clerk. Anything else?